you always remind me you're the only one who brings me peace. You're the only one who brings me peace. I'm so forgetful, but you always remind me you're the only one who brings me peace. You're the only one who brings me peace. So I come, Lord, I come, I come, Lord, I come to tell you I love you, to tell you I need you, to tell you there's no better place for me than in your arms, to tell you I'm sorry for running in circles, for placing my focus on the waves, not on your face. You're the only one who brings me peace. You're the only one who brings me peace. I'm so forgetful, but you always remind me you're the only one who brings me peace. You're the only one who brings me peace. So I come, Lord, I come, I come, Lord, I come to tell you I love you, to tell you I need you, to tell you there's no better place for me than in your arms, to tell you I'm sorry for running in circles, for placing my focus on the waves, not on your face. You're the only one who brings me peace. You're the only one who brings me peace in the storm. In the storm. I'm so forgetful, but you always remind me you're the only one who brings me peace. You're the only one who brings me peace.
Hey, 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 good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, I'm excited to be with you guys. So today we're going over Mark 13, verse, where are we at? Verse 12. So this whole week we've been kind of diving into just like going verse by verse, where Jesus is kind of giving the signs of the times, right? And Hey, good morning. Got some more folks on. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. So yeah, we're in Mark 12 or Mark 13, verse 12. And it was where these are Jesus's words. He's warning us and telling us about the signs of the signs that will come before the return of Him. And so it says, brothers will betray brothers. For context, let's just jump up to verse 7, right? So Jesus says, when you hear of wars and rumors of wars, do not be alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. And so that's kind of what he's talking about. You're like, man, like here are some of the signs that are going to be taking place. And so in verse 12, jumping back down, he says, brothers will betray brothers to death, and fathers and a father his child. Children will rebel against their parents and have them put to death. And it sounds like, man, that's crazy. But man, like you see, that's the direction that we're going. Like there's so, I remember growing up, like my dad would always like make us say sir and ma'am. Whenever we were talking to adults, and there was be so many times where like like people would say, no, just call me Adam, just call me this. And my dad would give me that look like, you better not just call that man by his first name. But there, man, like honestly, like there's so many times where I see like this younger generation disrespecting their elders and like from the viral videos of, you have these elderly ladies standing up on the train, and you got these teenagers sitting down, like not willing to get up, not even having that thought, right, to honor, the elderly, honor, their elders. And I mean, like it's all over the place where you just see this dishonor, and you see kids. Even when I was in high school, like I'll go over friends' houses, and my friends at the time would be like cussing at their parents and just dishonor. And it was like, man, I don't want to, even as a high school, like I don't want to be around that. Like that's nasty. That's disgusting to me. But that's kind of where our world is going. It's like, man, it's all about me. It's all this focused inward, right? Like, it's all about me. Like I'm the center. I am the main character of the story, and everybody has to appeal to my wants, my desires, my needs, and we're not looking. There's no more public virtue. There's no more like looking out for somebody else if it doesn't benefit me. And so like we can look at this passage and you're like, man, no way would a guy give up a child. But it's coming. Persecution is coming to the U.S. Where you're going to be, it's going to be costly to make a stand for Christ. It's going to be costly to say, no, I am a believer. No, I do stand for this. I do, stand for the morals that God has laid out in Scripture, and I believe in God's boundaries and what He says is good and what He says is bad, right? Because the world is telling us, man, you can believe everything, but you can't believe one thing. You can believe all these, religions and all these other things, but you can't believe one thing, right? And it's going to cost you to stand and say, you know what? No, I do. I believe in Jesus. I believe that He died and rose again. And He's coming back again. I believe these things, and it's going to be costly, right? It costs all of the disciples, 11 of the disciples, their life. John was the only one that wasn't a martyr, and it's going to cost, and it may cost some of us, and it's cost believers throughout the centuries, and so. Jesus is just saying, man, be aware, right? And He's not this God that can't relate, right? Like he says the reason that they hate you is because they hated me first, and so I just believe this is an encouragement. Actually, in verse 14, we're gonna get to that probably next week, but that's the context of it all, right? Like when you see these things, like let the reader understand, like so you know what's happening, and ultimately that that, man, we're going to get the victory, right? Because the church is actually going to be thriving in the end times. It's not going to be this defeated church. Like, yeah, we're going to be underground and all this other things, but persecution is actually a great purifier for the church, and there's going to be a lot of zeal and passion, and there's going to be a lot of victory. The church is actually going to grow in the end times, and so I just hope this is an encouragement to you. Yeah, be right back here at 9. We'll be doing some prayer, but study this out. Like, get in Mark and study out some of these things that Jesus is warning and encouraging us with. All right, so I hope this was a blessing to you. Have a great day, y'all. Let Jesus be seen in you today, and we'll be back here at 9. Peace.